So I guess, yeah, that Raw is entirely owed to that raid almost, it sounds
There's
like.
there's a couple
Not
things in the
entirely.
universe. Yeah, it's a lot of luck, a lot of circumstances in the
Mm-hmm.
universe coming together where it just made it where it was, I guess it was very appropriate that I moved to Phoenix
Yep.
because of what a Phoenix actually is, right? So I moved there for my own rebirth. At the time, there was a rolling papers factory, ones that make these beautiful booklets, in Spain that was going through its own version of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Its predecessor had been litigated, from what I understand, litigated into bankruptcy in the 80s. It was a factory that used to make bamboo rolling papers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How does that smoke?
It's a brand that's not so popular anymore. It's from what I understand, but it was really popular in the 80s, man, like heavy popular. And a large tobacco corp that eventually sued me too, sued them one way or another, a related party, I don't know what the right term is, sued them, and they couldn't really withstand it. In the end, they went into bankruptcy, and that factory, which is in a little tiny town called Alquería de Aznar, was closed. The oldest machines and some weird machines and some of the workers together, one way or another, thanks to Jose Emilio, set up another factory, like the rebirth of that. Mm-hmm. And that new factory connected with this guy who was going through his own rebirth. And together, we basically began remaking old rolling papers of the past. We used some beautiful French milled paper. We used paper from Czech Republic, all these different kind of things in order to make these incredible rolling papers that I hadn't seen in decades, you know? Mm-hmm. And one of them was to pay homage to my dad, his favorite rolling paper when he used to do the magic trick, mm-hmm. which was a brand called Marfil Arroz. Now, it's a rice paper. It does not
very exquisite sounding brand
yeah,
name.
Marfil. But I couldn't use the word Marfil. Even if I had, it didn't mean anything to anybody. So I named it Elements, after the elements that are used to make the paper. And it was beautiful, and it was a moderate success, especially back in the 90s. It took a while for it to build up, you know? And we had these machines that could make flavored papers. So Jose would make me cool flavored papers. And I named those Juicy J's after a nickname I had in high school when I did something stupid, going around to look for LL Cool J. But that's a whole other story. It was so dumb of me, but we had so much fun, man. We were having so much fun.
So you went around and literally looked for LL Cool J, you're saying?
Yeah, because, okay, keep in mind, I am young and dumb.
Okay.
I think I'm cool.
Yep.
I'm listening to LL Cool J, and he sings Farmers Boulevard. That's where the crib's at, the place to be. Mm-hmm. And he's singing over and over again, and he hangs out on Farmers Boulevard. That's not that far from me. You know, let's cut school and go look for LL Cool J on Farmers Boulevard, guys. Get in, let's go.
Roll a couple joints, head over
yes.
there. Yo.
we had a convertible with the top down. We're smoking weed, looking for fucking LL Cool J. Asking people on the corners, do you know where LL Cool J lives,
You're
man?
literally rolling up to, it's like a movie scene I'm picturing.
Dude, it was so bad. And
Yo,
it
you
really,
guys know where LL Cool J stays at? Which corner?
I know, what the fuck you talking the fuck out of here? Yeah, it was bad. But it was fun. And up to that point, because I had a Mustang convertible, it was white. My friends were calling me. Yeah, it was cool, sort of, for 1 second. But then...
One of the Fox Body ones?
Yeah, it's Fox Body.
Ooh,
yeah, 5.0.
Those are okay.
Wait, it's okay again now. However, we
Yes.
got to go back now to like, we're going to 1980, flashback 1987, 1988, something like that. Josh got this cool ass one. Oh, dude, it's cool. He loves it. It's white. He's working on it all the time. He's customizing it. He loves this car. Wow, look, Josh thinks he's so cool. And then Vanilla Ice comes out.
Oh, no.
And he drives the same goddamn car.
No, he stole your swag.
He stole the same. And now all my friends start making fun of me that I'm Vanilla Ice. And they start calling me Vanilla Ice when I pull up at places. Yo, look, it's Vanilla Ice. He's pulling up. I'm like, oh.
Oh, you had to sell that car.
Fuck. I didn't sell the car. I did eventually get rid of the car. But I was heartbroken. So they kept calling me Vanilla Ice. However, that night, after we'd gone to look for LL Cool J, and everyone heard the ridiculous story of us driving around stoned looking for LL Cool J, they changed my nickname to Cool J. Not because I was cool, because I was such a dork for going around looking for LL Cool J, and my name's Josh J. So they'd be like, "Oh, you look, it's Cool J."
That's Cool J. Okay.
It was not because I was cool. It was the other way. But still, I got a better nickname. And when I was making rolling papers, one of the first ones I wanted to make was menthol. And I couldn't, so I needed a name for it, so I named it Cool J's after menthol. The second one in that in the flavor range was watermelon. I couldn't name it Cool J's watermelon, so I named that one Juicy J's. So it all goes back to cool things like that. And then Juicy J's took off and did really well on its own too. So now I've got a couple little successful ones. There's a whole bunch of other ones I did too that we don't want to talk about because they're no longer alive. They didn't survive. We only talk about our successes, but
Yep.
there's a lot of failures along the way.
Rest
dude.
in peace, all the failures.
Yeah, Rollies. I'm sorry, dude. I really tried. Yeah, I made some cool shit that people still see from time to time, like these pouch papers and these things called urban wraps, where it looked like a cigarette when you smoked it. It had like a printed filter, so you'd smoke it. It looked like a filter.
Oh, nice and incognito.
Incognito as fuck. I did one called Skulls, where I had skulls over the paper. I did so many different things. I was so excited to have access to this factory to make cool shit.
You're just doing everything.
Everything I could. We had so much fun doing this stuff. But then I'd finally grown enough stance, cred, whatever it is, so that I could actually get them to make my own.
So, as you guys had you started growing the brand, giving out these papers, really giving these smoke shops a lot of love and giving them these good margins where it kind of naturally encouraged them to push your product more. As that was playing out, obviously you guys make way more than just papers.
Yeah.
Like way more. When did that start?
Oh, from the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
Right out of the gates, you were just like, I want to make it all.
Well, yeah, because I remember in '93, I love paper, right? And all these people would come in my store, and I'd be trying to tell them they'd want to buy something, or I'd be like, and I would be talking about rolling paper, and they would be like, "Nah, dude, I don't know how to roll." And I was like, "I'll teach you. Wait, come here, I'll show you." And they're like, "No, I'll never figure it out." So I started pre-rolling papers around a simple form that we had, and back then it didn't even have a tip. All right, it was conical, but it didn't even have a tip. And I would sell these it's called an H. Upman display. It was meant for cigar tubes, and I would drop in these pre-rolled tubes, like cone tubes with no tip, and sell it to people for like $0.25 a piece. And that way they wouldn't have to fucking roll a joint, right?
Yep.
Now, I don't know, there was Arthur, my friend Arthur Vandenberg probably made cones before me. So I'm not saying I'm the inventor of cones. I think he made them before me. I really do. I love Arthur. He's a fucking good dude.
Shout out Arthur.
Yeah, shout out Arthur. Arthur Vandenberg, you know how much I fucking love you, man. You know. And, but on my own, this is long before I knew Arthur, I was making these fucking empty things and made them conical so you could fill them easier. And people fucking loved it.
Yep.
So I'm just telling you, it goes back that far. I wanted to make it where anybody could enjoy the experience of smoking in paper. And then little by little, it was like, then it's the next thing. I started making tips in the 80s myself out of fucking cardboard, like index cards from school, because I kept burning my lips.
Yep.
Back then we were using roach clips.
Oh.
And roach clips burned Josh's lips. Dude, I got big ass lips from my fucking heritage and shit. And I was, ow, ow, ow. My friends would make fun of me. They would call me Kessel lips.
Through?
No, they would call me Kessel lips. And they knew I was going to burn my fucking lips. And so I started making spacers, is what I called it, just to get the fucking joint away from my face so I wouldn't burn my damn lips, because you had to smoke it to the end.
Yep.
So that was my first experience making tips, and that was like, 80s. And selling tips, well, I think that started in the 90s, man. Just like I had to make something to get, it was always an inventive phase. Back when I had my own sesh circles with my friends and shit, I remember whoever brought the coolest smoke gadget, like basically was like the king of the sesh.
Yep.
I showed up once with, I always talk this story because I fucking loved it. I showed up with a 6-hose hookah once, and we're talking like 1988 or something, god fucking year like that.
You were the man.
I showed up, I was the man of that fucking sesh, dude. That was the greatest sesh that had ever happened in the history of seshes. I mean, me and my friend, you know what happened the next day? I knocked it over and broke it.
No.
I was fucking heartbroken. So,
No.
I learned that bringing those cool ass fucking gizmos and gadgets and all the shit, it makes everybody laugh, makes everybody smile. It makes us all enjoy our sesh so much more, you know?
Yeah.
And I also learned I have to make shit more durable so that I don't end up with the heartbreak of the broken 6-hose hookah, which I couldn't believe I broke it, but I did.
Did you ever replace it?
No.
Really?
No, I never did.
So
I never
the legend
did.
just rested in peace.
Rested in peace. I kept the hoses and we tried to build shit out of it. It never worked.
Oh, that's so tragic.
It could have been cool. So making cool stuff, gadgets, like this umbrella hanging over your head.
Yeah.
It's I have a lot of fun doing it, and I love making people happy. And I see how much they giggle and fucking laugh at shit when we make these ridiculous things. When I made the helmet with 6 hoses on top, making it after the SpongeBob one, you know what I mean, with the 2 beer cans. And it just it's like, I know this, like when I'm making it, I'm not thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna make so much money. All I'm thinking about is, dude, this is going to be epic. This is going to be legendary. People are going to laugh their fucking heads off.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the stuff you make, like, when I see you post on Instagram about it in particular, that's where I see most of your stuff. Like, it's the most random stuff where it's like, who on earth is even buying this? Like,
know.
9 out of 10 smokers are not going to use this. But then there's the 1 out of 10 guy who's probably jumping up and down.
Yeah, there is.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, yeah, that really comes through in the stuff you make, because you make some of the craziest stoner accessories I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
The ring you're wearing right now,
Yeah.
you can literally smoke a joint through that.
Yeah.
you sent me the 3-joint, like, what is it called?
The Trident.
The Trident.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sent me like 10 of those. I got them at my apartment right now.
Because I love the Trident.
It's
Trident's
awesome,
so funny.
dude.
I know, but it makes you smile. It makes us laugh, and that's what I want to do more of. I like making people happy, and these things definitely make people happy. The joint ring. This is the double barrel joint ring, by the way.
Oh.
Called the championship ring.
Oh, wow.
So I can smoke 2 joints at once through it because I always have the next level shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the joint ring was one where I'd seen one before. Some guy, from the way I remember it, there was some guy, I can't remember what the fucking name of his company was, that he was making stoner rings like this. And I told him what I wanted. I even designed what I wanted. And he took a deposit from me and then ran away. No. And I was like, you son of a bitch. So I was like, no, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna make it on my own. And I made it even better than it had ever been. My goal for me was, I was in the clubs with my friend Eric, and I kept getting cup cough. I mean, fortunately, I'm allowed to smoke in the clubs. So we're smoking in the clubs, and someone in the circle has a cold and is lying to me about it.
Yeah.
The first rule is, if you got a cold, don't hit it, bitch. No, I'm fine. Yet every time I was getting fucking sick. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm going to make something where, pass it to me, I stick it in the ring, I sit there with a lighter first before I fucking smoke. And none of this probably works, none of it is medically correct, I'm sure. But I sit there and first I torch this side here to kind of sterilize it.
Okay.
Then I put the joint in here, blow it cool for a moment, and
Good to go.
yeah, I'm good to go. I leave it on the finger usually, but depending on how I'm smoking, and it's like, it's great. And once I started doing that, and it's probably just coincidence, I'm sure it has nothing to do with anything other than coincidence, I stopped getting cup cough.
Oh, wow.
Finally! Ah!
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
So I started making things, so that leads me to make a double barrel one and silly ones and shit like that. So yes, they're fun, yeah, but sometimes once in a while, they're also great if it's soggy. If fucking Eric goobered on it, when Eric Cyril goobers on the joint and then passes it to me, which happens too often, I can put it in here and it's no big deal.
Eric's got to stop goobering on
Uber,
that, man.
Eric, you got to stop goobering, bro.
So do you have like a all-time favorite product that Raw's made?
Yeah, but it's simple.
What is it?
Raw 1 1/4 Classic. Because that's the first one.
Okay.
That's the
All
first
right.
one. And that's the natural size of rolling papers.
Let's say that's not a paper.
Okay. Not
You
a
have
paper.
a favorite.
Yeah, the loader. I love the loader.
Ooh, okay.
The
All
loader.
right.
I wish I had one here. The loader is the thing to fill cones. It fills them like that. It costs just a couple bucks. So it's no big deal.
Yeah.
And it's one where I had been selling cones for so long, and I was trying to develop something to fill a cone easily for people. Because I'm watching people in New York sitting there scooping, packing, little
Yeah.
scoop like that, pick up a little bit with their hand and put it
They'll
in there.
like push it in. On
Yeah,
the
yeah. I'm
table
watching
like
this
that,
happen.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, no! I need to make something. So I tried all these things. One time I made fingers that would grind like this. I would grippy fingers so you'd pick up and put it in there. I made all these cool things, and none of them worked worth a shit. All these products, and I was really frustrated by it until one morning I'm at my kitchen table and I knock over my water. I'm thinking about it, and I got frustrated. I was like, damn it! And I knocked over my water glass. It hit the floor and shattered into a gazillion pieces. I went and got a dustpan and a broom. And I sat there sweeping. And suddenly I realized, oh, shit. We humans have already basically invented this. I just need to make a dustpan and broom that continues into like a funnel. So you kind of dustpan make like a dustpan.
For the joint.
And then you have the funnel on the backside of the dustpan.
Yep.
And have the joint there. Just fucking sweep it right into your fucking joint. This will fucking work. We realized, I learned from something called a cigarette shooter. It's a device that goes and fills a cigarette full of tobacco. I learned that there's a spoon-like device on it where it kind of, there's a way they made the spoon. I'm like, I know they made it that way so it goes further in and gives a better fill. I'll make it like that on the end. I took like knowledge I'd learned from different things. And in the end, it's a simple piece of lower static plastic with a freaking nice wooden poker. And you just slide it on your cone.
Just some
and
stoner science.
And yeah, and it costs so little for the consumer, right? The dude gets to buy it for just a couple bucks instead of some crazy electronic thing for $100. No, this thing is so simple. It fills the cone so well. You have control over it. You can actually pack it tighter down by the tip and a little looser towards the top, the way that Wiz and I like to fill our cones, you know?
Yeah.
You can do it right. And it was so simple. And I love that thing. I love that thing because it actually made it where we all got to consume our cones better.
Yeah. So then on the flip side of that question, did you ever have like a product that you guys made that just like did not work out or you would consider a flop?
Lots of ones.
One stand out as like the one that was the worst?
The one that was the worst, that people didn't get as much as I wish they had.
Yes.
Ooh. Wow, man, there's been a lot of them. Which way do I go? because I got some crazy ones that didn't work out at all when I tried to make something ridiculous. I tried to make a big blower fan raw device, and no, it didn't work out at all.
Oh, a blower fan.
Yeah, one time I tried to make something at home. I told Yola about this. We called it the Master Blaster, and it was a combination of a dissected toaster oven to heat the stuff with a pan on top of it, so it would heat your stuff electrically. So you'd plug it in.
Yeah.
It would heat your stuff electrically. A coffee grinder to grind your stuff, and it's also to do it in one fell swoop. You put your weed on top, it grinds it, drops it onto the pan, it heats it up, and then blows it out through a vacuum around the vacuum cleaner, like a shop vac style, smaller one. So it would just be insert weed, smoke. And that did not work out at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. It sounds cool on paper, though.
Well, here's one of my products that really I felt should have made it and didn't. And it wasn't a raw product. It was the Elements Vapor Lighter. Yeah.
What is that?
It was a device that worked both as an electric lighter for joints and as a vaporizer. So the heating element could be used both ways. So one side opened up where you could use it as an electric lighter for your joint, and the other side, the heat could go the other way, and you could use it to vape. Just pack it and use it as a vape. And I thought it was really, really, really cool and innovative, and it was a total flop, like heartbreaking style flop.
What made it flop? Was it just no one wanted
No
to
one
buy
wanted
it?
it.
Really?
Yeah.
And it worked well and everything?
It
was
worked
really
well.
just-
No, it was too. Just didn't. They didn't like it.
Do you
I
think
wish
you
they
might
had.
ever revisit it?
Now that I put it out here on the podcast, people are going to ask me to make it again.
100%. Yeah, I can see it now. Now that you
Bring
brought
back
it
the
up,
vapor lighter. Like, oh,
There's gonna be at least 50 comments on this lone episode. Like, make that shit.
I could do it again. I could make it again, but take your lumps, take your humps, and move the fuck on.
Yep.
And that's all I did with it. I was like, damn it, that should have worked and didn't fucking work. Damn it.
Do you have any crazy upcoming stuff that you can leak yet, or is that?
I can leak like the one I was showing you over here.
Please do, yeah. So show everyone else what you were
Okay.
showing me.
Okay, well, two things. This is not a leak. This is dropping like right now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
This one is I got three that I brought with me, right? We have the raw Ethereal king size wide. People asked me to make this one.
The Ethereals kick ass.
The Ethereals
Those
do
things
kick ass.
smoke good.
The Ethereal is the most difficult paper to roll that I think we've ever put out.
I can't roll one personally. I am not good enough. But my homies can.
Yeah. And so we made it, if people really wanted a king size wide. It took us a while to put this out. We had to really, I'm never happy with them. You know what I mean? Like, I always think I could do better. I see when I look at this, right, I'm like, I could have done better. But it's beautiful. It's Ethereal and a king size wide, which is great for donuts. Just great for donuts and for fatter rolls. And then I've got, this is a prototype of a potential candidate for the 2026 Ethereal paper. So this one, it's actually a slightly different paper, base sheet, very slightly different, and it's laid out differently. I find it to be more translucent. If you put it over something that's printed, like on top of this, you'll see how ridiculously translucent.
Oh,
The closer
wow. Yeah,
put
you
it,
can literally
see
read right through it and
Yeah.
everything. And I even, as you were holding this paper up, there's a very slight difference.
Very
you
slight.
Notice it, yeah.
But here's the thing: when you get to this level, now it's all incremental improvements, very slight. I don't have the ability to make huge jumps anymore. Like when we first made the first raws, that was a huge leap forward for a smoke kind. You know what I mean? But then going from there to like raw black, well, now it's thinner. Okay, that's not. It's like
You've been dialing it in for so many
many
years
years.
that now it's just these little marginal
changes.
jumps.
Like going from raw black to raw ethereal, about 20% thinner. Okay. I don't want to go 20% thinner than this because I don't really, my experience is I made an HESM test batch and it burned awful. So I'm not doing that. But it's just making it a little better. But if I can continue to do that, if you make a stack of small little changes, eventually it gets better and better. And then there's a real noticeable improvement. I don't want to stop doing that because if I do, I feel like I would die, Like making these changes, making these improvements is like my lifeblood. I enjoy it so much. So yeah, so there's a test batch which I brought you to try.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, bro.
Raw Ethereal RC1, release candidate 1 for 2026.
Nice.
See if you like it better. And then somewhere around here, are the raw.
Yes.
The mind
These
blowers.
intrigue me.
So this one was, I saw a lot of mushrooms out there that were not ones that I would personally take. The best way. Like I love natural mushrooms, of course. But when I saw the gummies in the smoke shops, and I was like, no, that's bullshit. Those are research chemicals. And I didn't like a lot of what I saw. So I made a point of making one that I would try. So instead, I found one that's an actual AME1 extract that is independently reviewed to be GRAS, which means generally recognized as safe. That is an FDA standard. So rather than using bathtub brewing, this is a very professional product. one that I personally don't mind taking. and
Interesting.
And it's an actual Amanita muscaria extract, so it gives you that really cool. Have you ever tried Ami one?
I haven't, because 98% of the stuff on the market is like a cocktail of like Amanita, and then they're putting like kratom in there.
Yeah,
like
anything. No. So give this one a try. I find it.
I will, bro. I'm gonna let you know what I think about it.
It's a lot of fun. It made me not want to leave. The only thing, maybe I went too far with it, as I often do.
Yeah.
But I but I didn't. I really did not want to leave the house in bed for a while, and it was really cool and mellow, and I really enjoyed that nice break. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So this is the raw mind blowers. I'm hoping people are gonna fucking love this one.
I mean, these are awesome.
Yeah, we're doing them in small batches to get feedback, and once I get more and more feedback, then I'll release more, and then I'll release more. But I want to make sure people really like it before I.
Tonight when I get home, I'll pop these when I hop on the couch.
Make sure you're done for the day, though.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I still got to drive home after this, so we'll save those for later. No, that's getting from up here actually. But once I get home, though.
The thing is, like with new products, I could do this all day. I've got so many things in the works or that we just did. There's always something fun to do because this is like, okay, where it really comes from. And I know that you've been there.
Yep.
You're sitting around with your friends having a fucking sesh, and someone says, what would be really cool?
Dude, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So much of the stuff I do is that.
That's my life.
Yeah.
That's really what's like.
That's a great way to live, bro. I think that's like, there's a lot of the stuff on the shelves in the industry today doesn't come from that. Like, it comes from just like,
how can I make money?
What's going to make us the most money?
Yeah, I know. I know.
And there needs to be more people like you in the industry, bro. Straight up. There really does, There's not enough.
I meet some really cool
stoners.
dudes like the sisters or Woody Harrelson and these kind of people.
Yep.
There are some really, really good people out there. It's just the ones that seem to be the loudest are not always the best. I hung out with Jerry from Zushi. Brought me. He knew I was
sick.
I had a medical procedure yesterday, as you know, and he knew I wasn't feeling well. So he made a point of coming to the hotel and brought me a fucking gift bag of stuff.
Sick.
And like, you have good people like that still. And Jack the Plug came through just to say hi for a second. And it was like just so nice seeing old friends like that. Fucking make it a point of driving like a fucking hour from Calabasas just to give me a fucking bag of stuff that's going to help me feel better. Like, that's thank you guys. Like, thank you, by the way, guys. I really appreciate it. That was really heartfelt. That kind of stuff is like, there's still a lot of good people in here. Yeah. There's just some really loud ones that aren't necessarily, that their heart is more. And by the way, they're not bad people. Mm-hmm. They're just people that they're focused because of maybe an upbringing or something that happened to them.
Something different.
They're focusing on money rather than focusing on passion and style and love. And I'm going to make the coolest one that ever existed in the history of smoke kind. Like, those are the dudes I love more than anything,
Yeah.
And like when I meet them, I'm like, dude, we are friends. We are friends right now. We're always going to be friends.
Doing.
I know. I love you, bro. So those are the kind of people that of course I wish the industry was full of that. I wish the world was full of that.
So kind of moving, a little back in the direction of Raw today. We've talked a lot about your products. There's also a lot of questions around like the future of papers, and you've kind of talked about how like you guys have reached the peak of how you can improve. Pretty much. Do you think there is eventually going to be some like the next big leap where you guys were the leap from these chalk papers to these natural unbleached papers? Do you think there could be some other big leap in the future, or are we really at the apex of papers?
My personal belief is we're basically at the apex of rolling papers. I don't know what I could do or what could be done to make it to get that kind of jump where it went from white to raw. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that kind of thing would happen again. We've done so many cool things and so many experiments, but there's never that like, it's like, what's the next iPhone is essentially what you're saying. Mm-hmm. It's that initial jump, that big technological thing. Everything after that is incremental. There are small increments, like I'm showing you. I'm going to continue to mess with the papers.
Yep.
I'm setting up a factory in Spain, hopefully in about a year, to do something which I can't talk about because Slugworth is going to watch this. To make something in a way that's never been made before in Spain, and it's going to be incredible, just incredible, because everyone's going to see it. It's going to be fucking beautiful. And so I'm always looking at ways to improve. I'm always trying to make it better. I just don't know if that giant jump will ever happen again.
So do you think, as a company, a lot of your guys' products, you've kind of reached the apex of these papers for the flower smokers. Would you guys ever explore a product for the hash heads or the concentrate users?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done any products for them before?
Yeah, we've done some various things. We did parchment papers and that kind of stuff for them.
Oh,
truly
okay.
ancillary. A few tools here and there. At the moment, there's a really great electronic vape. It's a disposable, unfortunately. It has to be the way it works. And one of the C-cell ones. And I tested it out, and that thing was fucking awesome.
C-cell kicks ass.
Yeah, I know. And so I want to pack this one with a particular type of live hash rosin and make it where people get it's sad that it's disposable, but it's fucking badass.
Is it that? Oh, I feel like I know what you're talking about. It's that little like it's almost like teardrop shaped, and it has the little.
No,
like,
not quite teardrop. This one's more. Maybe it is kind of teardropped.
It's almost like a bowl where like it has this little glass dome on it, and you load it.
No. This is this one's more. I don't know what you call that shape. Flatten uphill.
Okay. All right.
I'll show you when it's ready. I'll show you when
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
I'm intrigued because there's one that sounds kind of similar that I know about that I don't know what it's called or anything, but it's like it's almost like a bowl, like a little pipe, but instead of packing it with flour, it has a little atomizer in there, and you pack it with dabs, but you're meant to throw it away after like 2 dabs.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So-
Yeah, these kinds of things. They're small.
Yeah.
They're small uses.
A lot
but
of e-waste, it seems like.
yeah, the
You gotta-
e-waste is the part that I really dislike. That's but I have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And out of everything I've tried, this one gave the best experience. I'll send you one, and you'll tell me what you think.
Please do.
I
I'm
will.
excited to check that out.
Yeah, because
Fuck yeah.
in this case, I'm just trying to get together stuff in a way that I couldn't find it. I'm trying to build a product that I was able to find for myself.
Yep.
And for joints, I want to make joints eventually too, just because I want to make them a certain way that people aren't listening to me about making them.
Yep.
Like I'm really specific. I got I've got the cone, the filling machine, I've got the grinder. I know exactly how I want it to be, and I want it to be done with OG strains, like literal OG Kush, Bubba Kush, things like that. I want to bring
some
stuff
real throwback
back.
Kush.
In the beginning, I only want to go back. I want to go back and bring back the shit that me and my friends miss.
That was actually one of the things I was about to ask you about. Like, you're a real vet of the game.
Yeah.
What are some of those strains that you'd really want to bring back?
Oh, there's a lot. I don't want to say them all because I'm going to give away some of what I'm about to do. But like as I mentioned, I love Bubba Kush.
Yep.
I really do. I love the OGs. I even want to go back as far, just for fun, bring back some fucking Sensimilia. Like old school, you know what I mean? Like Buddha, says. I
Yep.
want to bring back some of the old things so that people can experience that and see what we're talking about when we're saying that weed doesn't hit the same now. I love the modern strains. I really do. But I miss those ones, and no one's really fucking with them that I've been able to find. So I want to fuck with some of those and bring it back just for people to try, not on a huge scale. And nope. This is going to be all done in more... I'm not trying to become True Leave.
Yep.
I want to do it on a small
Please
scale.
don't.
No.
Oh, God.
I want to do it on a small scale for fun. Something that
Yep.
we would enjoy doing, and where we wake up every day and be like, you know what we should do today? That kind of stuff.
We got to grow this shit.
Yeah, we gotta grow this
These
shit.
herbs.
Yep.
So there's a lot of people in the market right now. I've noticed a big trend of OGs kind of coming back. And
Yeah.
a lot of people are saying that, like, oh, I've got the cut. I've got the OG
Mm-hmm.
again. Do you think that anyone's really got it right now, or are they just kind of all like...
No, I think some of them really got it.
Really?
Yeah, because some of the stories I've been told, unless I'm being lied to over and over, which I don't think
Yeah.
so. The Bubba Kush has been the hardest one for me to find so far, the one
Yep.
that I'll approve for Bubba Kush. But some of those OGs are real OGs.
Really?
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I just haven't found it yet. I feel like I've been searching for that stuff that I used to smoke when I was younger. I just can't find it.
Shout out to Keith Kaplan. He's got it for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need to meet Keith.
Keith.
To fucking meet Keith. Keith.
He'll tell you the story.
Keith, fucking send me an Instagram DM.
He's got
dude,
Skywalker
please.
OG, like real. He's got a great cut.
He
of
has
it.
real Skywalker?
Real Skywalker OG, and he'll tell you the story where he got it from. It's real Skywalker OG.
Keith, I need to get in touch.
Yeah.
I need to get in touch, Keith. So, you bring back the Bubba. You bring back the OG. I feel like we need more good lemons back too.
Yeah.
There's not very many real lemons.
See,
left.
it's all going to be based on request. And first, I'm fucking with the ones that me and my friends are missing. But then it'll be just like the store in 1993, where it's like, hey, what else do you want me to try to bring back for you?
Yep.
And I'm never going to sell bags of weed. Like, that's not my plan at all.
Yeah.
I just want, because I really want to just make you the right pre-roll.